Hi, I am Curious VR, and I am the developer of Custom Home Arcade, which I am releasing today into beta. In a nutshell, this is a tool to map your own home as a giant VR play space. You can, in the setup, create the barriers where your walls are and where different objects are. And then where I'm at here is in the custom home builder. So you can actually lay in different objects and set up your space however you want. I want to stress this is my real apartment, or as close a match to it as I'm interested in making right now. I'll show you around some of the different rooms, but it's just natural locomotion. I'm just walking around my space. Here's my kitchen. And I'm still working on making a more detailed model. I don't know how much the system can support in terms of different bits of geometry. There's my bathroom. Anyways, the home builder part of the app allows you to lay in these different objects as well as set textures for the walls, and there's a few different particle effects and things like that. If I exit out of the home builder, it's just going to save everything. This is the blue room, or basically this is kind of an advanced guardian setup. Those are the walls of my apartment, and I set this up when I first ran the app. And then these are cubes that are overlaying different objects, so couches and the table in front of me. This is like a very basic custom apartment. It's just simple texture, but this is the information that other applications, these other games, are going to use when we set them up. So I'll show you an example. This is a game I like called Vortex, and it was built as a clone of Vortex, one of the games from the lab. It's a shoot 'em up where the ship is attached to your hand and the enemies will fire at your ship. You can upgrade your ship. There's different paths. It starts quite slow with a bit of lag. You can't just run around with it. And then you can upgrade the speed, upgrade the different shot types. And there are different stages that spawn, as well as different enemy types. Let's go. I'm not going to talk too much while we play through these games. I'm just going to show off the features, but I'll have more to say later on. We'll just play each game for a minute or two so you get a sense of what it is. The different ships will warp in, different kinds of ships. Stage 1 has 3 different spawning areas, or 3 different spawning stages, and then there'll be a boss fight. Gotta get this guy in the bedroom. Cut ahead there. Enough for now. I want to show off all of the different games in this video, so let's go back to our loading zone. Next we're going to show off a game called I Am Highly Explosive. This is a really interesting sort of natural locomotion game. Pretty simple premise where you just are asked to move from one part of your apartment to the other while holding these objects that will explode if they touch anything, and then ghosts of yourself will spawn, which kind of creates a further obstacle that complicates the moving to different rooms. You'll see in a second. It's not armed yet, so I'm safe to bump it into things. Okay, here we go. So, safe. Right, where do we need to go? Okay, just over here, right beside me. Beside the table, I'm going to move into the safe zone. My thumb, disarm. As soon as I move away from my safe zone, it arms itself, so I have to be careful, but I'm actually generally safe. And there's me, trying to figure out where to go. Excuse me, buddy. Looks like it's got me spawning in the hallway by my front door. Right. area. It's quite a puzzler. I've not quite figured out how to be good at this game other than trying to move slowly and walk behind each copy of myself, but you do get a bonus for how quickly you can get from point A to point B. Okay, watch out for me. Over here. Okay, and I'll just try to play this game out the best I can. It will only last a minute or two. Tight squeeze. I forget where I was. I'm coming up on my side as well. Ouch! Coming up behind me. Alright, so I've gotten quite far in the past. I've managed to make it to like level 13 or 14 with lots of different ghosts moving around, but this was not my best game. You get the idea though. You can try it out yourself in your own space. Okay, back to the blue room. Okay, so let's try out Snake Master. This is a Nibbler or Snake clone, super basic game. And there's our snake. We've got 4 parts to him right now, and we're going to try to collect some bits. There's some. Sometimes it's tricky in the beginning because you move quite slowly, it'll speed up later, but the spawning location can be a little bit far away from you, so you're almost not going to make it to the other end of your house before they disappear. Fortunately, I got some right in the beginning. It's just the thumbsticks that get used to control the direction. I'm not going to get that one. The game gets a bit more complicated over time as bits of the wall sections will spawn out, and eventually your play space is way more limited, as well as the difficulty of having a longer snake. It also means it's going to take a while to get here. It also means the play space gets more restricted. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if we'll get that far in this game. I just want to show off the basics of it. Maybe get to the first set of blue stages and through to the red. No, they're way over here. I'm not going to make it in time. Buddy. It's starting to speed up now. Fortunately, a lot has been spawning in my living room, so I haven't had to worry too much, but I don't think I'm going to play this game out too long. I think you get the idea. You can see the bars that are starting to make my play space a bit more complicated. Let's jump onto another game though. Play Archery. So Castle Defender is a sort of archery tower defense game in VR, where you are on the top of a castle overlooking the field where the knights and other guys are running around. Your space is under attack, and so you'll have your own army that spawn, as well as enemy that will break down your gate. Right now there's a mix of knights, heavy knights, archers that will fire at you, as well as catapults, which will kind of leave an explosive fiery area in your space that you have to avoid. But that's when you get up to like wave 7 or wave 8. We're just going to start here on wave 1. We're going to break down my gates just on the other side of that wall. I've got to find a vantage point. Let's go in my closet. I can probably oversee the entrance area. So first few ways are basic. See if I can get rid of these knights right away. That flashing area is basically like its own guardian system, because in this game sometimes you're reaching around corners or looking over edges. I wanted you to stay aware of where the real walls are. So if you see it pop up, that's just the system telling me that I told it that there's a wall. Let's go over to my bedroom. I should have a better look. Let's see if this is a better angle. Eventually they're going to work their way all around my space and then attack my main gate, and the game ends if my gate is destroyed. Oh, darn it. Yep, there's one. You know what, I can probably just hop up on my bed. Yep, this works too, sure. Whatever. Okay, if he's fighting one of my own... Oh, I think I just shot my own guy in the head. So, 2 guys coming out. Anyways, you get the idea. The spawns get a bit more relentless, and the game also spins itself randomly when you start, so different vantage points will work. Other times they won't. I find this one puts me in certain areas sometimes, and I usually have to find where the best place to be is. But for right now, you get the idea. It's castle, archery, tower defense, and it's pretty fun. No one's made it to my gate yet. Looks like my guys won. See what happened down here. Oh, it's clear. We're on wave 2. Alright. I'll head back to my console, and we still got a few more games to show off. Archery's quite fun. Vortex, we played Explosive, done Archery. Okay. Lunar Ball is a kind of zero-gravity disc golf game where you're just asked to throw a ball from one position to another. The target will spawn. And it's kind of golf rules. You want to get there in as few throws as possible. Okay, there's my ball. First shot is straight across my room. What do I do? Looks good. A little bit low. Hit it anyways. Okay, and now we have our second target and a barrier in place. You're kind of asked to stay within a certain zone, so you can't just carry the ball all the way across. That was a terrible throw, and it's put me in my bedroom. Well, this is the third throw. Second throw. Just have to riff it. Now I should have a clean shot at the goal. Yep, that's good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright. Oh, new obstacle. Looks like I've got to get to the far closet on the other side. Nope. Kind of keep you restricted within a certain zone, so I think I just held it too far outside of the zone. If I had gone any further, it would have given me a 1-point penalty. It played an error sound. I got lucky. Ooh, damn it. Alright, I think you get the idea. That's Lunar Ball, and just a couple more to show off. In fact, I think just one more. What's left? Yep. This Lightspeed Smuggler. So this is a shooting game set in space where your apartment is a spaceship. There's a few different rules. There's charging cubes, there's cannons that you can drag around, reposition, and use to attack the enemy. But basically, enemy ships are chasing you in space, and they are going to either shoot at you or they will try to take out the engines of your ship. So your job is to not die. Lots of portals and doors where you can look outside, kind of check where they are. Ultimately, it's good to have some cover. You don't want to open all the windows because the enemies, if they target you, are going to shoot at you. It's quite a ways out. He's probably targeting me now. Oh, yeah, he's trying to hit me. Thanks. That side seems clear. Okay, so let's use this big cannon. Basically, so in the game I have 4 engines, and as they take damage, they lose power. My gun can lose power, as well as this turret can lose power, and I can use the recharging cube that spawns on the wall to kind of re-energize each of those devices. But the charging cubes only spawn every minute or so, so you kind of have to be careful and distribute the power where it's needed. If you die, or if all 4 ships' engines are destroyed. Let's see if we can recharge that one engine on the far side, because it's been taking lots of damage. I'm not going to play out a long game, but okay, that's good, he's back. I think you get the idea. And I strongly encourage you to try it out yourself. Anyways, that's pretty much it for now. This is the very first version. I expect to be updating it pretty regularly, and I've got a bunch of other games in the works, some that just didn't make it into this release, like mini golf and the tank game, and other ones that I've got grand plans for. So I encourage you to jump in and try out the beta. If you've got space available to you, you could really map out your whole living area. Even if you only have one room, I think it's quite good to be able to. The games scale fairly well, so they play in a smaller space as well as a larger space. Let's go back to my apartment, and yep, that's about it. It's been quite a long video, but there's quite a lot I wanted to cover. Hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what the program is, and thanks very much.